the home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. Let me preface this by saying before we get started, because I know we're going to have some political spastics out there that's going to run in here and call me a Trumpster and a right-winger and maybe even racist because I don't agree with their opinion. But I used to be a registered Democrat. So that little narrative that y'all try to push don't fit. And that's what pisses y'all off most about me, I think. But Joe Biden, to me, resembles what Old Yeller would be had Old Yeller not been put down in that old Disney movie. Joe Biden's just run around here senile with rabies. And you got Jill Biden over here, to me, taking advantage of the situation. He's like Old Yeller on a leash. That's what Joe Biden is to me. Old Yeller on a leash. With Jill Biden yanking his chain. Because now she's talking about inviting 2 teams to the White House from the Women's National Championship game. Really? Let's talk about it. Well, it's another grand day in the Outlaw Posse neighborhood. And today's topic is going to get slightly, maybe a little political, and it's going to piss some people off. But here's the thing. I'm intertwining it with sports. So, y'all can't say that I'm going full-blown political on this topic because it's intertwined with sports. And if you drag your political asses into my sports, then I'm going to call you out on it because you put yourself there. And Jill Biden has put herself there. A lot of people call her out, from Shannon Sharp, numerous people. But the 2 guys that put me on this topic, 2 of our loyal listeners and supporters of the program, Sheldon Lamy and Jermaine King, 2 very good supporters of the channel, sent me this topic and told me I need to address this situation. And I'm like, you know what? I think they're right, man. And so here we are. Jill Biden wants to invite both teams from the Women's National Championship to the White House. Now, we all know the long-standing tradition is that if you win a championship, one of the perks of that is that you get to go to the White House, and nobody else does, Jill. You need to do your homework, Jill, and stop pulling Old Yeller by a leash over there along with the process and embarrassing him, because that's all y'all doing this man. I feel sorry for him somewhat because he don't really know what's going on. Y'all just pulling him around like an old rabid dog. Like I said, Old Yeller on a leash. Joe Biden. Now, Jill, are we going to invite San Diego State to the White House too? See, the hypocrisy and the level of just your so transparent political agendas. I mean, the cowardly political agendas that you try to continue to force upon the American people, it's just horrific to me. And now it's over something like sports. Really? Just because you attended the game and a few of those women started crying after the game, oh, poor little our players, they need something too. Really? Because guess what? Some of the players in the Final Four in the men's bracket, they were crying too. Are we going to invite all them too? Where does it stop? Are we going to go back and are we going to start inviting the runner-up in the Super Bowl? We're going to invite the runner-up in Major League Baseball? And here's another thing that's really messed up. The Georgia Bulldogs didn't even get an invite to the White House twice. Both times they won a national title, they didn't get an invite. And why was that? Because they said it was for COVID reasons. I got a little article here about it. But yet, in that same year, the NBA champions, who they said numerous times they didn't want to go to the White House because Donald Trump was there. They invited the NBA champions and the Major League Baseball champions just a few months earlier. All of a sudden, you got COVID issues. You know, I think it was because Joe Biden, like I said, he's just not all there. He's in his own little world, in his own little bubble, chasing tulips out there in the back of the White House And he probably thinks, oh, man, that's one of them southern states. And the southern states didn't vote for me, so I'm not going to invite them to the White House. Well, guess what, Joe? Georgia did vote for you. Georgia was the only southern state that give you their electoral college votes. And yet they win the national championship 2 years in a row, and they don't get an invite either time. Now, they're coming back in there inviting them, as you see in this article, but it took their... it took an act of Congress almost. It took their congressmen and their senators writing letters. Did the LSU people and the Iowa people have to write a letter to Jill Biden to get an invite to White House? Hell no, they didn't. Hell, all Iowa had to do was lose a game. And another thing, got some notes here about this. The game wasn't even close. How many different if it was one of them classic games where it went into 3 overtimes and LSU made a questionable shot, and we really don't know if LSU should be the national champions or some crap like that. But it wasn't even close, man. They put 100 on them. It was 102 to 85 or some shit. And it makes women look weak. It's like Jill Biden's like, oh, they're poor women. They're crying. They need to be invited to the White House and be solaced. And no, Jill. Women have fought for a long time to get on equal footing with men and to be treated just like men, with the good and the bad. And the bad is, Iowa didn't win, and they don't get the perk. It'd be like me being a car salesman. I sell 5 cars, and this other dude sells no cars. And I have to get the same commission as him. That's what it's like. And I'm just like, really, man? Come on, how far does this have to go? Are we going to invite the Final Four next year? I mean, I guess you could invite Dawn Staley because she's been wetting her diaper quite profusely. If you want to feel sorry for somebody, I mean, they went 36-1, man. They won 42 something, 44 games in a row. Maybe you should invite them too. Maybe you should invite everybody from now on. I mean, after the season completes, just invite all 300 teams, man. Maybe even, whoever wins the NIT championship. North Texas, who won the men's NIT, man. Maybe they should go to the White House because they actually won something. I would invite North Texas before I would Iowa. But I'm just ranting here. I'm rambling. Because it just really pisses me off that she's making women look weak, and us as a society looks weak. I mean, I guarantee you the Chinese and the Russians and hell, even our compadres, the people that we're in bed with, the Japanese and the Britons, they're probably laughing at us. That's all I got to say about that. There's a little heart down here if you don't mind. Hit that. Throw a few dollars in the coffers. Maybe we'll help get old Yeller off his leash. And with that, I'm out of here. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed. Oh yeah, like, share, comment, and subscribe.